I'm Bo from the final year of illustration. My project is basically about the Chinese lion stones, which is the pair of Chinese lion standing in front of the Buddha's temple, and the male recognized by the ball under his paw, and the female recognized by a baby under her paw. So I've do detailed illustration about the lion stone, and I found out there are lots of pattern on the stone which is quite funny. Like the S shape actually are dragon, and the circle shape on the head are actually snail patterned. So I did some screen printing about it in different color and different quality of paper, and I tried to make some collage about the screen printing. So it's like from 3 different screen prints and different color, and then like cut it into one pieces. So that's going to be one of my final piece. And I tried to research the folktale about the Chinese lion, and there's a story that like once upon a time there is a monster attack human at the beginning of the year. So the humans really scared about them, but one year there are 2 lions walk through and help them to like scare the monster away. So the people want them to stay in the village and be their guardians. However, the lion have to continue their journey. So the people just have the idea to make a costume about the lion and do some dancing to pretend the lion are still in the village and protecting them. And day after day, it turns to the lion dance today. So I also did some printing about the lion dance. I used a nano print with watercoloring, then I Photoshop it into different versions of the printing. One of them is like coffee art. I really did a real coffee art first, but the result's not really good because coffee will like have a lot of stink everywhere. But because I really love coffee art, so I did a Photoshop version which looked exactly like the coffee art one, but in a really detailed way. So one of my another final piece, it will gonna be a A1 size of coffee art, and I'm producing a scene which is in red and yellow color mainly. And inside the first page, it's gonna be a paper cut there, and inside is like a lot of information, like the folktale or how to recognize the male and female lion in the scene. And the reason I use red and yellow color because this are 2 colors that quite Chinese, I would say. Red means luck in China, and yellow means money, and they always want good fortune. So these 2 colors is appearing in a lot of Chinese culture. So that's why I want to produce a book, a small book or a scene like used by these 2 colors. And I also did some animation about how I illustrate the lion dancing illustration. Like when they do the lion dance, they use some drum to produce some noise. So when I illustrate it, it's called something like sound illustration. I listen to the drum sound and I use the watercolor just flip on the paper. So it's gonna produce a correct emotion and speed of my illustration. And the major people who influenced me, I would say, for paper cutting, I would say Walt Ryan. He's really good at illustrating letters and human or some details paper cutting. And he will screen print it afterwards, and I really love his artwork. So I did quite a lot of paper cutting. And also for coffee art, I would say a Malaysian artist called Hong Yi. She's a girl like really good at using mark and espresso to produce some portraits. These 2 people are the main artists that influenced me a lot in my artwork. And the last artist is the Hong Kongese illustration called Pei Zhong. He's really good at using watercoloring. So when I use the nano print plus watercolor, those skills, the speed or how the color how the pattern of the color is like I learned from that illustrator, the Hong Kongese illustrator. My further plans are I'm going to continue my master's degree in this university, but at the end of the day I would like to be a teacher. I have been teaching children's drawing in Hong Kong for nearly 8 years, and in Portsmouth I went to high school to give the year 10 GCSE students like 2 lessons about like the printing skills or what skills that you will need to know if you go to uni to study illustration. So I am quite like to teach people's drawing or anything, so I'm going to be a teacher, I guess.